So it's a new year and there's another subway attack in the great state of New York. And it's got to a point where everybody's pretty much used to it. And that's the sad part, because this is not something we should ever be used to in a society, right? Where people are getting pushed off platforms in front of a train. And that's why it's important for people to, especially if you're traveling on the subway, especially in New York, you got to make sure you keep your head on the swivel, right? You got to make sure you keep your head up. And most importantly, if don't stand in front of the platform, at the edge of the platform, while you're on your phone, and where someone could, push you in front of a train, and because you don't know what you're dealing with, right? These are people out here, that just don't care. They have evilness inside them. They don't have zero regards for life, and it's important to make sure you gotta pay attention, because people are out here that just don't care. Okay, so we're gonna show this clip on the news about a guy that was pushed in front of a train. So let's hear what they got to say.
Now to some breaking news and other headlines for us. The man suspected of shoving a stranger onto subway tracks in Chelsea has just been charged. And Derek Waller's live for us at Bellevue Hospital on the east side with details on those charges, and the chilling video of the attack that we do want to warn our viewers is hard to watch. Derek?
Doug, good evening to you. You have that breaking news. You just got word of the charges. Kamel Hawkins is his name, 23 years old, from Brooklyn, and police charged him with second-degree attempted murder and second-degree assault. The victim, the man pushed in front of that train this afternoon in Chelsea, remains in critical but stable condition here at Bellevue. And again, that video, this was caught on camera, and this video was very disturbing.
Right at the last second, right in front of the train.
So I'm not going to play the whole video because obviously it's very disturbing, but I'll briefly describe like what just happened. Obviously you see the guy, he walks past them, and then he comes back and then he pushes the guy. And this is while a train is an oncoming train, right? And miraculously the guy survived. I think all he got was I think he had like a skull fracture from hitting his head on the rail. And he's obviously they said he's in stable condition, right? Critical condition or something like that. But the fact that you got, and that's the thing, like you got to really pay attention. Like a lot of people, you see this happen, especially in the New York subways, where things like this are happening. So you got to be vigilant and keep your head up and make sure that you're paying attention to your surroundings, because you got people that are willing to do these things. And it's crazy that you see that happen, that the guy walks by and then all of a sudden just comes and pushes him. And for someone to do that is obviously that person clearly has a lot of things going on in their life. And of course, New York, and you see what's happening too, right? You got the guardian angels now coming out doing patrols and stuff like that. And like I said, when I did a video about that, and obviously that's not going to be a solution to the problem, because you can't be everywhere at one time. But you still see that they got these guardian angels coming out here, hopefully to deter crime a little bit. But how much is that going to help? Who knows? And if you look on the New York Post, right, we could pretty much guess that this person has priors, right? This person, he's 23 years old, young guy. I'm pretty sure he has priors, right? We can go through it, and it says, I'm not gonna read this whole article, but I'm gonna just skim through it because it talks about some of the priors that he has, right? And the fact that this person's been arrested multiple times, like this person has a rap sheet. So like, and this is the problem with New York, like they have people that are committing crimes and they're just letting them back out as if like what's the point? Like how does that deter crime? Okay, if somebody is committing crimes, you lock them up, you keep them there. Okay, you can't just let them back on the street. And this person has done so many different things, right? It says Hawkins, who has had several run-ins with the NYPD, was busted hours later above ground near Columbus Circle, cops said. The accused shover was charged with assault in June 2019 after slamming a cop to the ground on Flushing Avenue when the officer spotted him acting disorderly, leaving the cop with a back injury, according to sources. Anyone who attacks a cop in full uniform is capable of doing far worse to defenseless civilians, Police Benevolent Association President Patrick Henry told the Post. Every time our justice system drops the ball on assault on a police officer, it puts every New Yorker in danger, Henry said. Hawkins also is an open case Brooklyn on assault, harassment, and weapons charged for the incident on October 12th. Right. Sources said that he is released with bail, without bail in another case in 2020, despite prosecutors asking that he be held, though it remains unclear that the charges were in that case. So look, man, you got a lot of incidents going in New York. Clearly, like if you're a person that lives in New York, it's clearly not safe, you know. And for me personally, like I mean, for me, if I have to go through the subway, you know, I'm making sure my back is to the wall, right, or wherever it is. I'm not even close to the edge of the subway platform, and I'm making sure I'm always keeping my head, you know, moving left and right, making sure I know what's going on. I'm watching other people, making sure there's nothing suspicious going around me, because this is the environment that you got that people are living in, because you don't know what's going on. You don't know what people are going through, like, you know, what kind of craziness is going to people's mind, and especially when in New York, like this is, you're getting people set on fire, okay, and you got to be vigilant, especially you being on the phone. And of course we don't want to blame the victim, but like just for going forward, if you're someone that you know travels in the subway system, you got to make sure that you're paying attention, because you have no idea what's going on, and especially when it comes to New York, and they talk about how you know you got the governor and, you know, mayor talking about how safe it is. Like, it's obvious people aren't safe there, right? We see what's going on. People, it's almost like a daily occurrence where there's always something going on in the subway, and that's a sad thing to see. So to see that something like this goes on, it's something that you gotta something needs to be done, right? Tough on crime. You gotta, if people are committing crimes, you can't just be letting them back into the streets to commit more crimes. Clearly this person has a bunch of priors there. He clearly has a rap sheet where they're just committing crimes, and you're putting, and it's sad because if you're a citizen, you're a resident of New York, you don't feel safe, and it shouldn't have to be like that, right? If people were doing their jobs, if government was doing their job, making sure that criminals are staying locked up, not able to go out there and harass people, you know, people that are just going, you know, living their daily lives, then you wouldn't have to worry about things like this. But we understand the loose laws that's going on in New York, where they just, you know, they just allow criminals to run rampant, like it's Gotham City out here, and it will be hard for me to be a person that lived there to be like, to feel safe anywhere I go. Walking the streets, in the subway, doesn't matter. I would never feel safe. So I would always have to keep my head up and make sure that I know what's going on around me. So sad to see that, but yeah, this is what's going on in New York, and obviously, you know, something needs to be done. So interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure to leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share, and if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. Later.